They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but I discovered something far more powerful than revenge: complete indifference. The night I found out about Amanda's affair, I didn't scream, didn't throw things, didn't demand explanations. I simply packed 2 suitcases while she slept peacefully next to me, completely unaware that her world was about to implode. The evidence had been staring me in the face for months: late-night gym sessions that lasted 3 hours, new lingerie that I never got to see, her phone perpetually face down on every surface. But it was the hotel receipt in her purse, the same weekend she claimed to be visiting her sick mother, that finally shattered my willful blindness. I could have confronted her right then, could have woken her up and watched her scramble for excuses, could have given her the dramatic showdown she probably expected. Instead, I chose something far more devastating: silence. By sunrise, I was gone. No note, no explanation, no forwarding address. I simply evaporated from her life like morning mist. I knew she'd wake up to find my wedding ring on the kitchen counter and my half of the closet empty. But beyond that, I gave her nothing to work with. The first few weeks in my new city were brutal. Not because I missed her. Surprisingly, I felt more relief than grief. But because rebuilding an entire existence from scratch is exhausting. New job, new apartment, new routines. I was like a ghost haunting my own life, going through the motions while my emotional core slowly thawed from years of neglect. Amanda's attempts to reach me were relentless at first. My old phone buzzed constantly with calls and texts I never answered. She called my brother, my parents, even my college roommate, spinning increasingly desperate stories about my breakdown and her need to help me. I had anticipated this, which is why I'd asked everyone to respect my decision and refuse to give her any information about my whereabouts. By month 3, her calls stopped. By month 6, I realized I hadn't thought about her in days. I was sleeping better, eating better, and for the first time in years, I was actually happy. The constant low-level anxiety that had plagued the final years of our marriage had vanished completely. That's when the universe decided to test my newfound peace. 8 months after my disappearance, on a rainy Thursday evening, I opened my apartment door to find Amanda standing in my hallway, soaked to the bone and clutching a crumpled piece of paper with my address. "Hello, Marcus," she said quietly, her voice barely above a whisper. For a moment, I thought I was hallucinating. She looked smaller, somehow, fragile in a way I'd never seen before. Her usual polished appearance had been replaced by something raw and desperate. "How did you find me?" I asked, not moving from the doorway. "It took me months. I hired a private investigator. Please, can we talk?" The smart thing would have been to close the door. The healthy thing would have been to maintain my boundaries. But curiosity, that fatal human flaw, made me step aside and let her in. She sat on my couch like she was afraid it might collapse, her hands shaking as she spoke. "I know what you found," she began. "I know why you left, and I need you to know that it's over. It's been over for months. I made the biggest mistake of my life, and I've been trying to find you ever since to apologize." I listened without interrupting, watching this woman who had once been the center of my world reduced to a nervous wreck, begging for absolution. "I lost everything," she continued. "My job, my friends, my family's respect. Everyone knows what I did. But losing you was the worst part. I love you, Marcus. I never stopped loving you." Here's where the story takes its twist. As she poured out her heart, confessing her regrets and promising to change, I felt absolutely nothing. Not anger, not sadness, not even satisfaction at her obvious suffering. Just emptiness where my feelings for her used to live. "Amanda," I said gently, "I appreciate you coming here. I really do. But I need you to understand something important." Her eyes lit up with hope, probably expecting me to say I forgave her or that we could work things out. "I don't love you anymore," I continued. "I don't hate you either. I don't feel anything about you at all. You're just someone I used to know." The hope died in her eyes as she processed what I was saying. When I left, I wasn't punishing you. I was saving myself. And in these 8 months, I've discovered something incredible. I'm actually happier without you. Not because of what you did, but because we weren't right for each other anymore. Maybe we never were. She left that night as quietly as she had arrived, finally understanding that some endings are permanent, not because of anger or spite, but because sometimes people simply outgrow each other. The greatest revenge isn't making someone suffer. It's becoming so genuinely happy without them that their absence becomes a gift rather than a loss.